Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a what's on my iPhone video. I wasn't really planning on filming this, but I've gotten a surprising amount of requests for this video, so here we are. I'll kind of go into the organization of my phone, my widgets, my apps, my phone case and stuff in the phone that I have, and everything like that. So let's just get started. I'll take off my case for a second just show you, but I have the iPhone 14 Plus, I believe. It's not the Pro, but I really like the lavender color. You can't even tell, it looks like white on camera, but it's purple and it's really cute. My case is from Wildflower and I absolutely love it. I think it's called like the Pink Posy Rosy or something like that case. I also have a pop socket. I can't not have a pop socket on my phone anymore. I feel like since I got my first one a few years ago, I just need to have one now. But I got this on Amazon and I like it because it's pink and it like ties in with the flowers, and I just feel like perfect. So now going into my lock screen, the background that I have is this light pink and kind of yellow aura, and I have a few widgets here. Spotify widget, a weather bug widget, and then this one is my night sky app, which you can like look around with it. I'll go into more detail about that, but it's just really cool. Going on to the first page of my phone, my wallpaper is this pinkish purpley like sparkly looking lunar scene. I got this on Pinterest, and I just have a lot of my basic apps here, the ones that I sort of use, but I don't necessarily use all of them. I have phone up here, and I don't know why it says I have so many calls. I think those are from like voicemails. My calendar app, photos, camera, stocks, which I never use, memos, my compass, never use that, my clock, podcasts, reminders, news, notes. I use my notes a ton. That is one thing I do use. Then the Apple Store, contacts, wallet, settings I use sometimes, which is kind of like the boring app. And then I have this widget at the bottom, which I think is the medium size widget, and I just use the app Widgetsmith to customize your widgets if you didn't know. And in here there's a moon phase one, so I chose that. I really love knowing what the moon phase is at all times because I always do like new moon and full moon journaling, so I have that moon widget down there. My 4 apps at the bottom are like very commonly used apps for me, so I have my messages, like my text. Safari is my go-to browser. It always just has been. And then this is the YouTube Studio app, so it's like if you make YouTube videos, like if you're a creator, this app is just really nice for responding to comments on the go, checking your analytics, stuff like that without having to access it on your computer, because usually you can only access that stuff on your computer. So I use that a lot. And there I have YouTube, which I obviously use a lot as well. The second page is my most commonly used apps. So at the top I have another medium-sized widget. It's called Starfield. It also kind of sets my app down lower so that they're easier to reach because I have a bigger phone. It can be hard to reach apps at the top of the screen. I have Instagram, which is self-explanatory. You can follow me on Instagram if you want. I have Snapchat and Find My, which I use those a lot as well. Spotify, which is like my favorite app ever. I'm always listening to music. If you want to go check out my playlists, you can. It's sophiediloreto. I feel like I'm just gonna be plugging myself like a billion times in this video, but I really do love making playlists. This is my favorite podcast. I've listened to all of them. It's very motivating and I love it. And then I have SoundCloud, which I mainly use for listening to unreleased music. I also use it for listening to like slowed and reverb version of songs. vsco, I just love this app. I post actually a lot on vsco. I kind of feel like when I post on vsco, like nobody will see the pictures, which I know isn't true, but it feels more personal and private than Instagram does for some reason. Notion, which is an amazing app. I use it on my computer all the time. I love planning and being organized. I absolutely love making lists. I don't know why that is, but it just makes me feel clear-headed and organized. So I diligently used my notes app so much. I honestly have like thousands of notes in there and they're so random and unorganized. So Notion is really nice because it feels like a notes app that is more organized. Like there's sections to it. It makes it easier to find things. Here I have FaceTime, TikTok, and then Pinterest, which is another one of my favorite apps ever. I recently just started posting pictures on Pinterest which never really done before, but usually I would just like use it. But I just started putting some of my own pictures. But I have so many cute boards. I feel like I get like my life's inspiration from Pinterest. Then I have CoStar, which I actually don't ever use. And then Netflix, which I love watching movies and shows, so using that a lot. This widget right here is a Pinterest widget, which are like the coolest thing ever. You basically pick one of your Pinterest boards and it links up with the widget, and you can either have it change every hour or every day, but I have it change every hour, and it's just so cute. I have this one linked to my 2023 vision board, and that's just because I have lots of cute little motivational things and like pictures in here, and I feel like if I constantly have my vision board for the year on my home screen and I'm constantly seeing it, it'll like help me manifest it in a way. I don't know. The next page is also my last page. I honestly try to keep it really minimalistic with my apps and folders, and I don't want tons of pages and stuff, so this is my only other page. I have the night sky widget at the top, which, like I kind of mentioned earlier, it's an app for stargazing, for just visualizing the night sky. You can see where constellations are, where planets are. I love using this because I love stargazing and just looking at the night sky. It's very interesting to me, so I use this actually quite often. And then the two other widgets that I have on here are just pictures that I uploaded, and they're just like black stars, like pictures I found online. I did that a few years ago and I haven't changed it since. I will say that not all of the folder names really go with the apps that are inside, because it's just kind of hard to think of good folder names that encompass every app you could potentially have, so I did my best. My first folder is called Entertainment. It has Disney Plus, HBO Max, or it's just called Max now, Prime Video, and I have Shazam, which I never really use it, but it's nice to have. It's just like an app that if you hear a song in public or something and you really want to know what it is, you can use that app and it'll tell you the name of the song. I have Stats FM, which, like I said, I love like listening to music so much, and I love little apps like this that, I don't know, just show you your listening analytics and stuff. It's kind of like having a Spotify Wrapped all the time. I think they do make an app like this for Apple Music as well, but shows you your top artists. It shows you like the last 4 weeks, the last 6 months, and your lifetime. You can also like add friends on here and hear who you listen to and stuff, and it shows you your listening compatibility. It shows your entire listening history too. I think that's really fun. I have Hulu, and then Guitar Tuna, which is a guitar tuning app. Also, I forgot to mention this, I kind of tried to color coordinate pretty much all of my apps for the most part. So like you can kind of tell on this page that I tried to. So even in my folders, I tried to color coordinate them as well. This folder is called Education, which I don't necessarily think that's the best name, but I didn't know what else to call it. I have my calculator app. I have Google and Gmail. Gmail is what I use for like all of my mail. I actually don't use the Apple Mail app ever. I don't know why, but Gmail I use all the time. I have Files, Mail, and then Google Doc. Duo Mobile, which is like what you use to sign into your college for like two-factor authentication. I have Duolingo, which I use just to help keep up with my French. I took 2 years in high school and 4 semesters in college, so I really do speak French pretty well, but I am done with college now, so I want to make sure that I kind of am implementing some French into my life every day, even though I feel like Duolingo is it's a dumbed down version of what I know, but still it's nice to just have a little bit of that kind of like keep me brushed up on it. Bing is another language app, but I'm using it to try to learn Albanian. Very difficult, but trying. I've been using it every day. I've been using both of them every day. So, and I have my Comerica app, which I use for banking. Very interesting. Next is my nav folder, like for navigation. I have Apple Maps, Google Maps, Picture Mushroom, which really does not fit in this folder, but I didn't know where to put it. This is so random, but I'm also very fascinated by mushrooms, so ever I'm out anywhere and if I'm taking like a hike or a walk and I see a mushroom, I use this app to try to identify it. I have the Night Sky app, which I talked about, and then Waze, which I love. It is my navigation app of choice. I love that you can add things that are on the road, potentially see where cops are. Next is my health app. I have the Blue Cross Blue Shield online visits app, which is like Teladoc but with Blue Cross Blue Shield. I have Stardust, which is my period app, but I actually love this app. It's really, really cute because it shows how your period aligns with the moon cycle. They also don't sell your information like some of the other period apps do. iQuest is a medical app where you can see your blood results. Sleep Cycle is something I used to use all the time, but I don't ever use anymore. And you set an alarm, you can set like a 30-minute wake up period or an hour or whatever, and it will wake you up when it detects that your breathing is in its lightest sleep cycle. Like, it'll listen to your breathing and it won't put the alarm off when you're in a deep REM sleep, so you wake up feeling way more energized. It sounds really creepy, I don't know, but it literally helped me so much. Yuka, I use this all the time. If you don't know, you can scan your products. This app is unbiased and nobody is paying them to say the things that they say. Like, just look and see what the potentially harmful ingredients in it are, and then it shows you why it's potentially harmful. It even cites its sources. You can do your own research on it if you want, but it's just nice to know. And then I just have the health app. Next is my edit folder. This one is kind of camera related apps. So I have Lens Buddy, which is cool if you like taking pictures of yourself. Instead of just taking like one picture, it'll take a burst of pictures. Preview is really good if you care about curating your Instagram feed. It actually can be super helpful because you can upload pictures. It'll show you what they would look like in your Instagram feed without you actually having to post them, so you can kind of plan out your posts a little bit. It's kind of extra. I don't use it a ton because I don't post on Instagram that often. vsco and Prequel are both little, I think, like filter apps, which I don't use either of those anymore, but they just have like different filters. And the only reason I still have Square Ready, because I've had this literally since like middle school, is because I actually really like the in-app editor on Square Ready. I don't know why, so I use that sometimes. This one's called Business. Don't think that's a very good name. I have Experian, which is checking my credit score. It's more accurate than Credit Karma. LinkedIn. I have Etsy Seller because I have sold some things on Etsy before, but I'm not really doing that right now. So, and Handshake is like a university version of LinkedIn. Influencer really doesn't belong here. I literally downloaded this app yesterday. I'm still getting the hang of it, but it's like you can leave reviews of products on this app and they potentially send you samples and stuff. Not entirely sure because, like I said, I just got this app, but I don't know. I'm curious to see. I think I need to do some more research on it. I just like randomly saw a TikTok about it and I was like, might as well try it. You can get free samples and stuff. So, and I have my shop folder. So I have MJR Mobile, which is an app for the movies. I have H&M, Depop, which I do post a lot of my clothes on there if you want to follow me. I have Etsy. I buy a lot of jewelry on Etsy. I get lots of questions about my jewelry, and I am planning to film a jewelry tour soon, but lots and lots of good stuff on Etsy. Ulta, I have Fetch, which I can't recommend Fetch enough. Just scan your receipts and you get points, and then with your points you can get gift cards, usually like a $10 Amazon gift card or $10 Target gift card. You can pick where you want it to be, but I mean, it's like literally free money, so why wouldn't you do it? I use this all the time. And then I have Target, PacSun, Condado Tacos, Sephora, Grailed, which is buying and selling used like streetwear products. Starbucks, StockX is what I use to buy all of my sneakers for the most part, like Dunks, Jordans, and stuff like that. Clover and Loyal Zoo are super random, but they're both loyalty apps. One of them is like a matcha ice cream place and one of them is a pizza place, and I go there all the time, but they both use those two apps. So I have those two apps just for those places. Amazon, Brandy Melville, and then Shop app for tracking packages. And my last folder is travel. So I have Airbnb, the Delta app, Spot Hero, which is super cool. I only recently found out about this from my boyfriend. We were in Chicago and this was like the most helpful app if you're ever in a bigger city and you're gonna need parking. If you're like going to a concert or something and you want to make sure you're gonna have a parking spot, it's literally like reserving a parking spot, and it also helps you find the cheapest parking. So in a city, this is super, super helpful. The Road Trippers app is so cool. You can make road trips, which shows you tons of cool places to potentially go, and it helps you with trip planning. Weatherbug is the only weather app I use. Just like it a lot more than the weather app that comes on your phone. And then I have the Marriott app, but it is offloaded right now. So that's my whole phone. I will show you my app library real quick just to give you like a scroll through. I do have some apps that I removed from my home screen, but I still have them in this library. I do have some games. I didn't want them to be on my home screen because I barely play them, but I do love Episode. Like, I still play this sometimes. Same with Best Fiends. They're both so much fun. So if you need a good, fun game to play, Best Fiends and Episode are my go-tos. I think that pretty much sums up what is on my iPhone. I hope this video could be helpful to you for maybe app ideas or phone organization. I really hope you enjoyed, and feel free to leave video requests below. I always love to hear what you guys want to see. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.